What up, Bandidos? Good morning, 6/20, February 24th. It's a Monday, and we're here this early because the devs are going to give us some FaceTime, and we're going to talk about Season 3 that we're expecting to launch tomorrow, sometime in the middle of the night, probably after a couple-hour delay as usual, but if you plan that in there, it's not so painful. But yeah, I don't expect a lot of surprises today because we saw a PTS about this. We already know Season 3 is being pushed. I'm sorry, the DLC is what I meant. Excuse me about that. The DLC is being pushed out. We don't know when, but sometime in 25 is the official word. So we'll see. Give me a second here. Hang tight, because what I'm going to do is... I'm going to put up a timer real quick. So the official time the devs start their stream is supposed to be 7:30. And then they usually put on a little bit of a timer, and then we'll do some sound check and stuff like that. But let me get up a timer on the screen so we can keep track of it and we don't accidentally miss out on anything. Give me a second. Okay, and then I think I gotta turn something on. There it is. Okay, timer in the corner. That looks right. The hell's the timer for? Well, that's when they start. Now you know. What up, Parabellum? Who's here? We got Chevy in the house. Sarah Joyful. What up, Sarah? Good morning. Exposed. What's up, man? Brass coming in first. Parker, what up? And then we got Bates. What up, Bates? It's the division. We're used to it. That's right. As long as you keep your expectations real, right, Bates? Then it's not as disappointing when they push it out. It's more disappointing for me because I try to go live, and I plan on going live right when the season goes live. Which if all goes as planned, that should be about, let's see, 3:30 in the morning, somewhere around there, if they do their typical thing, or what they're supposed to do. If they do their typical thing, then they'll push it out and delay it another couple hours, and then 3:30 turns into 5:30 into 6:30 and so on and so forth. And that sucks for me, right? Because I don't sleep for that. Expecting it to go out at 3:30, you have to prepare. You don't know. It is what it is. So we'll go live and check everything out together. Start farming. Start taking on our journey. Most important is the journey, so that we can unlock our modifiers. And then what I'll do is probably cut it off early in the morning, and then I'll get a guide out to you guys on, hey, this is what you need to know. Here's a full breakdown, everything on for day one. I'll take a little bit of a break, and then we'll come back on probably in the late afternoon, early evening, and do some more. It's gonna be a busy week, man. It's gonna be a busy week. So week one is always a lot of fun around here. Boat show. And then we got we'll see what the calendar. I mean, I'm curious on what's gonna hit for week one with events. Will they give us an XP event at the same time or something like that? That would be really cool if they did that. Yeah, Thunder, we're probably gonna get a maintenance. Yeah, it's probably the servers will go down 12:30 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, me too, Anonymous. I think it's just more streamlined if they just condense that whole journey. And they're supposed to be less grindy this season too. Remember how grindy they were? A couple of things that we do know, we'll just chat about it, is that yeah, the seasonal journey is supposed to be less grindy. It was really grindy last season. It was exhausting, man. And then they're making it so that as you climb the journey and begin to unlock your modifiers, the enemies start to scale in difficulty. So the problem with last season, which turned a lot of people off, is that the enemies were at full buff, like from minute 1, right when you turn on the modifiers, which sucks, right? Because you're not at full. What up, casual playa, Azriel? It's good, folks. Yeah, usually the servers are down for 3 hours. Right on, Edwin. Welcome in. Not OHP, not OP. So we got that. I mean, and then shout out to Pure Prime, because I saw that he covered the scouts. They'll change some of the changes on the scouts. I think he has a video on that. You should check it out. But they're doing something with like codes. There's gonna be codes that you have to decipher, actual codes, which I think is more fun, definitely in the Tom Clancy theme. I think overall the structure is going to be basically the same, but the ciphers are going to be different, which is pretty cool. And then everything else should be the same. Climax mission, new master difficulty at some mission, and then is there going to be an exotic locked behind the climax mission? Probably. The question is which one. If I had to make a guess, I would say it's going to be the backpack. Reaper Hawk, up early. Well, sort of. What are you, Central Time over there? Where are you at, Reaper? Are you Kentucky? You're something weird like that, right? Like nobody's from Kentucky. Are you in Kentucky? Or Kansas City? Morning, Kansas City. What's up, Kansas City? What's up, Kansas City? Anybody know what that one's from? Something la cara. What's up, Kansas City? Voy a romper la cara. He says something like that. The rundown. Good job, man. Reaper Hawk, you're always on the same page, brother. I love that. Voy a romper la cara. What's up, Kansas City? No, they're not going to fix True Patriot. True Patriot's going to stay where it is. They said they didn't have time to squeeze it in. Yeah, that sucks. Further down the road, I guess. We'll get around to it. Will there be any other surprises? What up, you Locks? Good morning. You spent your time in the dark zone. Look at you getting out there, spreading your wings. How'd it go? So they made some changes to, let's go into, how do I get there? Over here. No? Over here. Yeah, the priority objectives, they made changes to this. So the abandoned objective thing is supposed to come up more often. And then they're removing the ones like the Warhound is a perfect example where they're really rare. So you don't have to skip as much. They also bumped up the season XP and gave it to open world activities too. Might as well abandon the whole stupid season XP activity thing, right? If you think about it. Yeah, I think they'll figure something out, VRS. They'll get that Lexington in there. I bet you they come up with something this season. I bet you they do. The question is when. Until then, use the chameleon. Thing's sick. It doesn't have range, though. It doesn't have range. The chameleon doesn't have range, but it is fucking beast mode, bro. Better than ever. What was I thinking about this though? Oh yeah, so the season XP thing, what do we think about that? It's kind of stupid, right? So the seasonal XP you could only get from the journey and party objectives at first. Something like that, right? Something like that. And then they expanded it. They're going to expand it this coming season so that it's going to be available in open world activities. So you can have your regular XP and then your seasonal XP. Now, why? The question is why? It's because they want to control how fast we farm our XP rewards track or our season rewards track. They want to control that without controlling or changing how XP works in the game. But I think that's kind of stupid, right? It's just like, hey, man, just like, first of all, you're making a complicated system. You're complicating things. And second is like, fuck it. If we want to grind our rewards track in one day, then let us. Make it grindier. I don't know. Because a lot of us, some of us would complete the rewards track on day one or within a couple of days. And some people it takes weeks, you know? Phil Crom, what up? Good morning. More in New York? Yeah, I don't know how they're going to work that. It's a good question. Good point. This is pretty standard, the yellow parka. It's pretty standard. You should be able to earn it. You could probably buy it with your, you know, free credits, the apparel credits, whatever we call that stuff. But it's actually a hoodie too. It's got a hoodie, but I'm wearing the duck mask. Look like a duck. Should I change this eventually? I like this mask though. It's like goofy, but not too goofy, where it's not that fun to run. There's some things that are so silly, like it's like I can't run this shit, you know. Like I like the doll mask though. That one's creepy. This one is Mr. Googly Eyes. This is one of my favorites here. But yeah, it comes with the hood. Not gonna bring out the pants, man. I'm not gonna go all banana. There are yellow pants, by the way. The camos are good. Our good question. Now that we're talking about apparel, are we gonna get an apparel event this season? So, they mentioned this casually, but I don't know what to expect here. But they're gonna try to bring in more global events or seasonal events, a more variety in here. The question is, did we get that this season? Man, I hope so. You know, I hope so, because these are dry. It's part of what's making seasons feel like we're not getting any new content is the global events aren't new. You know, I don't really look forward to these anymore. Not even Golden Bullet, you know. Man, remember how exciting it was? We would get all hyped up because Golden Bullet was around the corner and we were, you know, reanimated. And now it's like, man, I don't even barely turn them on. I'd rather play the modifiers. We fell in love as the leaves turn brown. Yeah, I got yeah, I'm going all black. I use all black a lot. Yeah, I do use all black a lot to dye. You know, a lot of the gear comes pretty good out of the gate. I don't use dyes too much, but when I do, I tend to go solid colors. Right on, James. I got your back, man. No BS, straight talk coming right at you. And the reason why, my philosophy is that you can love a game and give it critical feedback at the same time. You can love a game and despise the developers that are managing it at the same time. You can love a game and enjoy the community that you hang with and that you play with, you know? And that's what keeps me coming back. You know what I mean? The game is good. There's no doubt, right? It's always been a great game. We always want more to it. But, you know, if it was a different game, we'd be saying the same shit. If it was Monster Hunter Wilds, we'd be like, man, wouldn't it be cool? Man, they got to do it this way. Oh, man, I wish they did it this. This part sucks, right? It's no game is perfect. And so, you know, that is what it is. And that's our wish list. But with this one, the part that's always critical is it's Ubisoft, unfortunately, right? Like, shit, that producer or publisher is making headlines right now. You know, it's going to hedge. It is hedging all its bets on Assassin's Creed, which is probably going to get 46 million in downloads, which isn't going to be enough to cut it. Tactical banana. What am I hoping to see in the DLC? Good question, Napoleon. I think with the DLC, the best thing they can do is just give us a really good base replayable map. And part of that would come with, part of what makes that is the faction that we face. Who are we gonna fight in that zone? Is it gonna be cleaners again? Is it going to be Rikers again? Or do we get another faction? Please give us another faction. Woo! Gifted subs, Anonymous Peanut.
Ha! That's my boy!
Making it rain. Congrats, everybody who got one. I hope they behave well too, Ulux. I think the game's gonna be good, Ulux. I don't think it's a regret to buy it. A super hunter? Yeah, that'd be cool. Black. More hunters in that zone would be badass. That's a good point. Napoleon, there you go. More hunters in that zone would be a lot of fun. But a new faction would be awesome, right, Rock? And I think that's what we need to give that a lot of energy. Not just a new faction, but a good one. You know, one that's not too annoying, one that's kind of fun to fight. Well balanced, good archetype designs, formidable. And then from there, a really good map, because like, why don't we play New York, right? Why don't we go to New York a lot? What's wrong with New York? Why does everybody hate it? Is it because it's an extension, right? Because you have to do this, you have to fast travel over here. I mean, why do we hate New York so much? I mean, not everybody does, but I hate New York. For one, the fast travel points suck. It sucks to get around, so you end up having to do a lot of running around. And so it needs more fast travel points. The safe houses suck too. Like just getting in and out of the safe house, it's like, how do I get in here? How do I get out of here? You know, there's always like these windy staircases and shit. The doors are tucked weird, you know? But yeah, the layout, and then the factions are kind of annoying, right? Like it sucks to fight Rikers. They're a horrible faction to fight. They're really tanky. Cleaners, I don't mind as much. But yeah, it's mostly the layout. Like you got this mission here, and then there's a control point way on the edge, and there's no way to get to that control point. You have to jog it. And that's one of the main things I hate about this one. And I feel like the whole map, the whole New York map is like the size of Potomac Park. It feels small, you know, it feels small. And so you don't feel like there's a lot of diversity, and yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, I don't expect Brooklyn to be big. I don't. But I just hope, you know, even if it's the size of like the East Mall or something like that, it put the East Mall Southwest, which is probably how big it'll be. You get in a good route so that we can farm it, we can fight it, make a good replayable fight loop, and make sure the missions are good and engaging. Maybe we can fight the dev team. Then a new faction, a bunch of nerdy devs. That'd be funny, man. Yeah, I think you're right. Nuclear. I think Sokolova is gonna be part of this. I think Sokolova and Calvin, one of them is gonna betray each other, and I think it'll be just one of them. Acolyte. Will it be the Tusk or some sort of a, like, elite task force? That would be sick, right? This is the build I ran for those legendary missions Saturday night. Pretty cool. We'll get out there and just talk and shoot things. We'll just put on some of this stuff. I'll probably be running my XP farm build tomorrow, and that like destroys everything. Oh, don't forget to cash in your red stars before you lose them. Yeah, hopefully Schaefer wakes up one day, huh? I don't think they're doing Twitch jobs. Good question, Acolyte. They didn't say anything about it. The Last Man Battalion would be cool if they rose from the ranks. They got folded into the Black Tusk. McWayne. It's good, man. Ah, nice brisk Washington, D.C. morning, huh? What do we got here? Got a medic. Grenadier. Ah, you fuckers. Thanks for that.
Reinforcements en route.
AK, baby. AK. Ah, get out of cover, man. This one won't come out of cover. There's my backup. No, it's my guy. Oh, she's tanky. With that Stellite bullshit. We're gonna have to go farm her out, aren't we? Flesh her out. Yeah, let's go do that. We're wasting ammo. Zion! Zilon! General!
Hawk, that's my boy!
Thanks for the sub. From Poland. Rockin', baby. Welcome. The timer in the corner, everybody, that's when the devs go live. So we won't miss it. Steelers. That's good. Thanks for your sub. You rock.
Hawk, that's my boy!
Incoming hostiles detected.
Yeah, this build did really good, man. I think we got like 400 billion yesterday or on Saturday night. And damage, Tidal Basin. It's a play from cover one. As you can tell, I'm using the scope. It's the first sight. Have you guys used this? It didn't get much love by people covering it. You know, opinions out there. But you know why? Which is sad. It's because it's not the meta. You know, that's how it was reviewed, right? Like, oh, it's not going to be the meta, so you know it sucks. It's like not every new weapon has to be the meta, right? Like, it can just be good, and this fucking weapon is amazing. We covered why some people will have bad first impressions with it because it's an AK, right? But if you ever play a game where AKs suck, you should quit that game. I mean, look at that. That was with the boss. Honestly, like, the AK has to be good. It has to be good. And it like, if they make it bad and a looter shooter, then they're fucking with you, man. You know? They're trolling you. This gun cannot be bad. But myself, like, I had a hard time when I first started this game liking the AK series. You know, and I stayed away from it. I was like, oh, Police M4, that was my gun. I tried the AK. I was like, ew, it's horrible. The handling is horrible. Why would I do that? Why would I take a weapon, you know, because it's stronger, just so I can miss a bunch of shots and not land any of those strong shots, you know? I'd rather take a weapon that is not as strong, but I land more shots on. That's gonna net me better time to kill. And usually it does. And in a lot of cases that works out for me. But with the AK, it's a matter of adjusting, or how do you say, adapting to the recoil pattern. It's the opposite of most weapons that you use, and that's why it feels awkward. It goes off and to the left, and most of your assault rifles go off and to the right. So that's why it feels awkward to people. It's because it's the opposite. It's Russian. It's shooting in Russian. What up, Napoleon? Nah. I don't think we're gonna hear anything about the Division movie. Meta builds aren't even meta. Good point, Tay. Good point. They did, Parker? Oh, all right. Parker just gave us a heads up. I got it open. Let me see what's up. I don't know, man. I'm seeing the same thing. I'm seeing year 6 PTS patch notes. What are you seeing, Parker? What up, Clax? Clax in the house. Shout out to Claxinus.
Will you remember me? Remember,
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
remember me.
Oh, they archived a bunch of tickets. Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Remember, alive, ground.
Yeah, everything that's on the board seems pretty fucking weak. All the bugs on the I'm not even gonna cover them. The Trello board, like all the bugs that are there are stupid weak. Like the drag off headgear missing from the drag off bundle, that's been there for like 6 years. Yeah, they should give us an update. They tend to wait to drop the patch notes until after the stream, which kind of sucks. I wish they dropped them at the same time so that we could kind of read along, follow along.
Will you remember me?
Really? How dare you, sir? 2.2 mil to the body right there. The Centurion holster is a really good exotic. I'm probably going to do a new exotic tier list, but after things kind of slow down from the season start. But the Centurion holster, I think, deserves to be up there, man. I mean, I like it way better than the Coyote mask. It's got more applications. Really? That got me.
Vital signs critical.
Let's heal up. Oh, they're torturing me now. You think you're tough, huh? Make you feel like you're made out of glass, huh?
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
The reload sucks on this gun, by the way. It's 2.6 seconds, and I got a shitload of weapon handling. It's insane. That's insane how long the reload is. Doesn't feel right. There it is.
Supply room access.
I kind of did. It's a good question, Nemesis. Stupid provocateur. That's how I feel about it. Not a fan whatsoever. And I know the good news bears are out there trying to turn it into something that it's not. Do I wish it was good? Yes. Did I hope it was good going into it? Yes. But man, it didn't take long to feel unimpressed. And we tested it thorough enough. It's not very hard to test its quality. Basically, put it on and go stand in front of a veteran, and that'll give you a good idea of whether it's good or not. What's hard, one of the first builds we created for it was a protection from elites build, and we threw that in there with it. So I ran like 50% protection from elites, plus that, putting me at like 75% protection from elites, and then 25% protection from everything else. And I was like, oh man, this feels good. This feels really good. And then I was like, well, wait a second. I was like, that's all just protection from elites, you know? That's the part that feels good. So it got masked, right? Because protection from elites alone is good. And so I was like, well, wait, let me just go stand in front of a veteran real quick, and you know, he eats you up and poops you out. And I was like, well, what the fuck? And the reason why it's really bad isn't that it's only 25%. I do wish it was back to 35%, but that's not the part that's bad. The bad part is that it's a chess piece, and that if it's gonna be a chess piece, it needs to be really fucking good, because it's using up one of 3 talent slots. I'm not saying don't use it. Use it if you want it, if you like it. You can make it work in solo play. I used it during a mastery mission on day 1 when I got it. I used it to complete mastery. So it's fine, you know.
Control point detected.
It works. I'm not saying it doesn't work. Philological.
Ha! That's my
Thanks
boy.
for your sub. Yeah, Nova. This is the same build. Yeah, so, you know, the part that makes me disappointed is that, you know, we waited all season for that thing. And, I mean, I wouldn't even put it on the tank build. You have better options for tank builds. Like the Catharsis mask being one of those great options. you know, but it's okay if you don't like an exotic, you know. Not all of them have to be good, but some things are just kind of glaring. I think the backpack is going to be what's behind the climax mission this season. What do you guys think about those gloves? Do you think you'll actually run them? I mean, they work. They're pretty cool. You get some heals back when you break your armor. Or you could just wear the memento and have armor regen and just never get there. Continue fighting and get damage too. And bonus armor. And you know what I mean? It's just... but if I wear, and I will wear them, it's just one of those things that I just don't think is that valuable. I mean, the ninja bike knee pads are pretty cool too, but we don't wear them, do we? I think they're just like the ninja bike knee pads. Same concept. They look great on paper, and when you first use them, they're all right. You know what I mean? They're like, wow, these things are pretty cool. Look how fast I am. I got bonus armor. I get free reloads. It's great. But then you start, what changes? What changes? Well, you start putting yourself in more situations, and that's the problem with the PTS, right? That's the problem with the PTS, and why PTS is like, well, everybody in the PTS said it was fucking awesome, so it's gonna be awesome, right? Well, the PTS people don't have enough time to put themselves in all those situations. So all the reviews are always like, this is fucking OP, man, every time. And that's why the devs never change anything. It's because everybody reviews things as it's OP, it's the new meta, it's the next best thing to happen to the Division 2, you know. But I think it needs a little bit more critical analysis. But if I were to run it, and I will run it, create some cool builds for it, and hopefully I'm wrong, you know? Hopefully I feel different about it. This is just my impressions from visually seeing it, right? Because I can't test it. But look at him in the ground. I'll probably be running it with some sort of bonus armor. So since I can't run an exotic like the memento, which is one of the best ones to be running and gunning with, I'll probably do Bloodsucker or run it with a Heartbreaker build. Probably on Striker. Because Hunter's Fury's got armor on kill, so why would you need that? 20% armor on kill is great, and most of us are running around with 30% armor on kill on a Hunter's Fury build, plus bonus armor. So like, you know, because we rather have that. Wouldn't you rather have that? Wouldn't you rather have armor on kill? I mean, I'd rather them give me an exotic that gives me armor on kill than a smoke bomb. But I like new things, you know what I mean? I do like new things, so I'm glad they're branching out and trying new things, you know? Oh, fuck you, dude. Like, just like with the modifiers. Yeah, let's see these guys show up back here. You know how we're getting speed boosts and stuff like that? Like, I love speed boosts. Oh, I'm getting hit from two different fucking sides, man. In the middle of a sex sandwich. Just get out of here.
Hostile restore hive detected.
Oh, that's a good one, casual. King Art, you haven't missed anything yet, man. We got 25 minutes. We are almost there. We are almost live with the devs. Clear. Good afternoon. What up, King? Good morning, Golden Age. We're just getting warmed up. We're stretching our thumbs. So when the devs come on, guys, I'm not going to talk over them unless there's something like really exciting. So what I'll do is I'll end up muting my mic, letting them talk, and then I'll join you in chat, and I'll be reacting that way. And then we'll wrap up. I'll be taking notes, and I'll do a recap as well in case you missed something critical. I'll post a little recap video. Bullet points, opinions, reactions. Just keep it at that for the video. No extra fluff or anything in there. I don't expect a lot of surprises. So I'm not going to hype anything up there. I think we've seen everything that we're going to get. There's always some nice golden nuggets that they didn't reveal the first time around. So I hope for those. It'd be nice if they told us where the climax mission's gonna be. And don't forget to clean your stash and sell your red stars. Trade in your red stars today before it resets. Cleaning your stash is really important. We're supposed to get a bigger stash space. I assume that's going to kick in right away. To get the stash space, you're going to need
location guarded by hostiles.
to own Warlords of New York for 50. And then the year one pass for another 50 for a total of 100 stash space increase. Yeah, Bill, you have to be on their stream to ask them questions directly. They do a Q&A at the end, so they don't ask questions answer questions during the stream. For the most part, it's pretty rare. Devs always do Q&As weird. I always felt like they should do it differently. And not just these guys, the other devs I see in other games too. It's just like you should have a moderator like picking out the important questions. Somebody who knows, you know. Instead, they sit there and stare at the screen for a while, and there's a lot of awkward times. 22 minutes till they go live. They won't talk about the DLC, R3. Nah. They might say again that it's delayed till sometime 2025 because they've been given permission to say that. But they like to stay focused on topic at hand, which is going to be season 3. And when it comes to stuff like that anyways, they can't talk about it until it's officially being revealed. They're always that way. They keep their cards very close to their chest until they are in the launch window, so days before it launches. Isn't that weird? I know. Because they need more hype, but a lot of it is because they don't know if it's gonna launch on time, you know. So they have to be conservative about talking about things. hate those turrets. They're so goddamn accurate, aren't they?
Serious trauma detected.
They keep fixing them too. It's annoying. There we go. There's one. There's two.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
There's the big boy. Shred him to pieces.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. Heavily armored hostile detected. Civilians in danger.
There you go. Man, he's fast. How'd he get up there already? God, look how fast he is, man. Damn. Beast. Good morning, squad. It's about time you joined us.
Supply room access.
P Wolf, what up? Bates, kicking in.
Hawk, that's my boy.
Congrats, Mr. Meat. I know Yannick is such a noob. Like, I don't hate on him for being a noob, but I hate on him for being a dev that doesn't play his own game. What else you got to do besides go home and play the Division 2, dude?
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
Happy birthday, daughter. How old did she turn? Please don't say 21. Please don't say 21. Please don't say 21. Ooh, that's a nice little shotty. Okay, let's go back to home base and we'll start preparing for this stream. 15, right on. Mine is, how old is mine? 12? How old is? 6th grade. It's kind of cool Alps, huh? Yeah, man, it's going to be season of the hybrids. You guys agree? Disagree? What do you think? Oh, by the way, I'm working on another gamer music playlist. So if you're in the Players Club, Hardcore Bandito or higher, you get access to these. You can download them or stream them like a music video. We have 16 volumes, and I'm working on volume 17, and it's shaping up to be pretty sick. So I should have it ready for the morning time. So I like to break into new seasons with the new playlist, new gamer music playlist. So look forward to that. And then if you're not able to join the Players Club, then you can still enjoy the music because I play it in the background, as you can hear. The new DLC is sometime in 2025. I expect it at the end of October. Yeah, Napoleon, I am, actually. Especially this weapon. This weapon's got a horrible reload speed. I was saying that earlier. 2.57. It's a beast, though, man. I need to put some proficiency on it. I mean, expertise. Let's do that while I'm talking about it. If I like the weapon, I suggest Parabellum Film Club. Re-upping, making himself gold.
Hawk, that's my boy.
Thank you for your continued support, sir. How do we do this? Tinkering station, expertise, assault rifles. I recommend that you put at least 12 levels. It's free, you know what I mean? First sight, if you plan on using the weapon, because it's just using basic materials here. What else are you gonna do? But this one I would actually pump up to I'm a little bit hesitant right now because this one's got damage to armor. I guess I don't really fucking care, but could also have damage to targets out of cover is usually better. If you're gonna be really critical, which you should be when you're spending resources, but at this stage, yeah, I'll just go with it. Yeah, it's dropping everywhere, P-Wolf. I was getting them all over the place. I got like 5 of them. Anywhere, assault rifles. So you could probably go into Countdown and farm assault rifles. It's got a really cool skin. Did you guys see the skin on it? How do I do that? Yeah. Nice purdy Tiffany blue. It looks like it says 007 in the back there. I don't know what that is, though. Yeah, the loot goblin is, yeah, he's out there today. I ran into him on Saturday, at least. And he did drop the winter stuff. So here's another first sight I got. So I can dump this one. It's basically the same. I'm okay with damage to armor. There's nothing wrong with that. I didn't see the harvest. He should be, though. Okay, let me get this stream going here. Here we go. Does this look right?
Get no sleep.
Is this the old one?
I can't get no sleep.
Yeah, it's the old one.
I can't get no sleep.
This is error. What's going on with them? Let me refresh it, I guess. There it is. All right. Let me turn up the sound. It's on. Okay, good. And let's make sure our
Get no sleep.
settings are high. Let's go full screen mode. Okay. Turn off that audio. Turn off that audio. Turn on that audio. Give me a second here. We'll do an audio check. If you don't mind participating, that'd be great. Can I get an audio check? You should just be hearing dramatic music. And let me know if you hear this weird static, because I'm hearing it in my headphones. Sounds good, Brass Bat? You don't hear static? All clean? Okay. Dramatic music check. Thank you. Okay, cool. I could try to turn up their volume, but let's wait to hear their voices because I don't want to blast it. So we'll do another audio check when their voices come on real fast.
Evacuation drills will be conducted once per week. Please familiarize yourself with the emergency exits.
Yeah, I'm getting static on my earphones. my headphones, and it's just coming from their Twitch stream, nothing else. Because I can hear my game audio all normal and all that. It's so weird. This is usually at least an hour. Yeah, I think it's just my headphones. Then maybe another refresh. Let me try that. Yeah. It comes back. So weird. Maybe I'm picking up an alien frequency in my ears. Let me mute that for a second. Cause I recorded a bit. Let me see if the recording has the static in it. Yeah, the recording doesn't. Oh my God. So it's just in my ears. Okay. So I'll figure that out on my own. Don't you sweat it. Good point. Maybe it's rogue static. It's a hunter static. What up, Tech? We'll see about the season pass, Tank. I didn't buy it last season, and I was not disappointed. Happy Monday, Jaffo. Give me another audio check right now, real quick. Can you hear the music right now? I hit something that might have muted it for you, but can you hear their music? No music. Okay, good. Just checking. Put that back on for you. I know the inventory expansion might be the best thing for the season, right? Yeah, agreed. Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like it's like that because I can. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Seems that's as big as it is. Yeah, because I'm trying to expand it. And there's nothing to expand. But yeah, I see the timer being clipped too. I think this is the way it is. Yeah, me either. I hope they launch it on time and that there's no major bugs, but I expect there to be a few. Usually is, and that's okay. We just hope they're not game breaking. "13 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself. Oh, actually, let's just do one quick audio check right when we hear their voices, and then I'll mute myself. Okay. So I just want to make sure the volume is good for your ears.
Hello, everyone, and
Hello.
welcome to the Year 6 Season 3 live stream. My
Can you
name
hear them
is
okay?
Daria, and today with me is Yannick. I don't know why we keep introducing ourselves because
Okay.
nothing really changes.
Skelter says
but
audio is
if
good.
You forgot
Little
who
quiet.
we are.
All right.
I'm Daria, and this is Yannick. Do not mistake us,
Hi.
even though the glasses are the same.
Okay.
I had I was concerned for a moment because you said welcome to the, and then you had a small hesitation, and I thought you were
I'm
going
turning
to
them
come
up.
up with like a number. Welcome to the 37th live stream on the Division 2 or something like that, and
Are we counting? Is
I
anyone
don't know.
counting?
That's what was going on through my mind when you did that, but no. it was just
Maybe
year
that's
6
the
season 3.
anniversary live stream for all I know. I don't know.
So I turned it up on my end,
Let's
and
think that it is.
Someone please actually count and tell us how
their
many
volume is
streams
at 100%.
on Division 2.
Yeah, that would be. You will get something nice out of us if that's correct, but we won't be able to prove that anyway. Just throwing things out here. Yeah, welcome again. If you had a chance to watch the PTS live stream that we had a few weeks back, you probably can already tell what sort of topics we're going to talk about. But if this is your first Year 6 Season 3 live stream, this is a quick rundown of things that we're going to show and talk about today. So, of course, we'll talk about the new season itself, about the Manhunt. We'll show the trailer for the new
Alright, cool.
season.
Going on
you
mute.
already had a chance to have a sneak peek at the key art with our favorite girl, Kelso. Aside from the season itself, we'll talk about PTS changes that followed, and some of the changes you will be already able to see them for yourself tomorrow, because release for the current season is planned for tomorrow, for 25th. We'll also talk about new gear, about new modifiers for this season, and share some things that coming throughout the season. Twitch drops, our plans for the anniversary, some events, and more. Of course, in the end, we will be happy to answer questions from the chat. So our community managers are available to collect those questions, and we will look at the pre-collected list first. And of course, afterwards, we will have time. Bring us a tablet, so we'll have a chance to look at the chat, because in this studio where we're sitting right now, we unfortunately do not have a possibility to read through the chat, unlike our PTS studio. So yeah,
There's a lot to talk about, and there's a lot coming. It's gonna be a busy couple months with this season, so exciting.
first busy couple of minutes for us. But
There's that.
let's look at the seasonal trailer first.
They never did anything she didn't truly believe was the right thing to do.
She figured out what was really going on, and she tried to warn us. She tried to give us an ally.
Kelso has seen the light. I hope you will too.
She tried to warn us. But we didn't get the message.
So the cat is out of the box.
Woohoo!
Should I say Kelso is out of the
Cat is
van?
out of the Kelso is out of the van. Finally. Yes, it's about Kelso. We are finally gonna, hopefully, get a few answers. As you know, this year we've been trying to collect all the people that were in that van at the end of year 5, season 3. We got Keener, we got Theo. Where the hell is Kelso, and what has she been up to? That's what this season is about.
Yeah, we decided specifically for this stream to not talk about it in detail, to kind of, you know, shroud everything in mystery, because this is what this entire season is about, right? What is the truth? What are we looking for? So this is for you guys to unravel, and for us as well. I mean, I'm sad that I already spoiled it to myself, but
Don't have a choice.
yeah, unfortunately. But let's not dwell on that. We're gonna have a few months ahead of us to get into all the story details and see for ourselves what Kelso's been up to and where she is at right now. And another big thing that this season is bringing, an array of new modifiers, because with the Seasons 2.0 update, as you know, now every season comes with a new set of modifiers, a new theme for the season, and this seasonal theme is aggressive combat, I would say.
Yeah, it's all about the global modifier that is called Rogue Momentum. And once again, to clarify for the people that haven't been following, this new set of modifier completely replaces the one you've seen this season. So let's say goodbye to the range theme. Now it's time for the aggressive theme. And the idea with Rogue Momentum is that the more aggressive you play, the more momentum you build up. And as that momentum builds up, you get powered up. So it's just a way to reward this kind of play style of like really running to the face of the NPCs and destroying them as fast as you can. When you achieve special feats in how you get rid of them by explosive kills or group kills or these kind of things, you're gonna get more momentum. So it's really about trying to play aggressive but still be mindful of the way you're playing to try to maximize the gain, the momentum of or the gain of momentum. So there's a lot of intricacies in this, but overall it's really just all about running around and destroying things as fast as possible, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, in the first bits of this video, I know it's on repeat, so you will be able to see it again, unless you already had a chance to experience on the PTS, so here it is. So here is a list of bonuses that you can see, and it's actually the 5 tiers that the Rogue Momentum comes with. And as Yannick mentioned, you will be able to build up and actually become more powerful by filling out this gauge.
Mm-hmm. So it's really about RPM, damage, all of that, and then in the modifiers, the active and passive modifiers. So we're going to give you active modifiers that kind of play around with the idea of momentum. One of them maxes out the momentum, one of them pauses the momentum gain. And then with the passive modifiers here, it's a bit more about skills and how do your skills actually benefit from this mechanic. So it's really not just really purely a damage and DPS mindset. There's also, skills are also taken into account here, and there's some, some potentially really fun combos you can build.
Yeah, and also talking about the passive, active, and the main global modifier, we need to mention the hostile modifier as well.
Yeah. So with this one, we took a bit of I would say a more straightforward approach. In season 2, we had a set of modifiers, so each one with different effects for the NPCs, and you had to identify who had what. And that was fun for that season, but for season 3, we wanted to have something a bit, as I said, a bit more straightforward. So now there is one modifier. And basically this modifier is called Frenzy, and it's going to scale depending on how far in your season progression you are. So the further you advance, the more impactful it gets. And that modifier is basically a boost to the NPCs. So as you can see here on screen, depending on your chapter in the season journey progression, the bonus is going to increase, bonus to rate of fire, to the health regen of the NPCs and all of that. So it's really about, once again, identifying the right targets and really just trying to match the NPCs to your power gain as well, so they can still pack a punch against you.
Yeah, and what's interesting about the global modifier this season, from what you just saw on the screen, that pretty much all the active modifiers, almost all passive modifiers, they contribute towards gaining the momentum and keeping the gauge filled.
Yeah.
But also you need to be aware of the fact that it will deplete over time. And of course, there are a way to stop the decay. For example, you can sprint, which would also allow you to be more active out there, out of the cover, be more aggressive towards enemies, put yourself out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, be careful. You just need to make sure that momentum not fades away, and when basically the more damage you're going to be dealing, the more prominent it's going to be, the effects of the momentum itself.
Just shoot things and you'll be fine.
Yeah, this is pretty much what I was trying to say. Okay, but there were also some changes to the season itself. And yeah, I was told that we're not showing the notes because apparently people are trying to zoom in too much. But pretty much anything whatever we have here, it's either something that you guys are going to see in the patch notes later. And it's just for us to not to forget all the values and all the changes that followed after the PTS. But talking about Seasons 2.0 improvements, and since we started with the Seasons 2.0, I think let's talk about the modifiers and changes that followed.
Yeah, so I think it's super cool now because we, last season 2 was the first time we finally released Seasons 2.0. We had been talking about it for some time. We've tested it on the PTS, and we've been working on it for a while, but it's finally the ultimate test is actually to put it on the game and get feedback in the proper live environment, and that's what we got. So now we have 1 season's worth of feedback and learnings from that new model, and I remember saying back then, this is the first iteration, so it's a new foundation, and then things are going to evolve. So we're starting to enter in that phase now, where we have our first new set of modifiers, which is okay. Let's see how far we can push things in each direction with these kind of gameplay propositions, and then let's also see what kind of improvements we can make to the systems themselves. So with this season now, and based on kind of some feedback we've seen, is what we wanted to do with the modifiers is to actually make it the path to progression, make that a bit clearer, because we had modifiers that were kind of like spread in different directions on how do you unlock them. So one change we decided to do in this with this season is to actually refocus the acquisition of the modifiers with the season journey, or reconnect it to the season journey. So now you're going to unlock your active and your passive modifiers as you progress on the season journey. And no longer what we had now in the previous season, which was active on the season journey and passives on the priority objectives. So now priority objectives are all about seasonal XP gain and extra rewards, but the modifiers are all about the season journey. So you will see in the season journey, you will see more objectives that are based on the use of the modifier, because we really want this now to be about turn on the modifier, complete the objectives of the season journey, unlock more modifiers, play with them, keep progressing the season journey, and unlock more of them. And of course, now also with this season, we're bringing one of the most requested thing we've seen in terms of the modifier, and why would I actually play with the modifier on? So now you will actually get a boost or a bonus, an XP bonus for playing with the modifier. So that's something also that I know a lot of players were we're asking for, because we went into the previous season with the idea of like, it's your choice. You decide if you want to or not. But then some people felt like they were not being rewarded for actually choosing to play with the modifiers. So we've decided to adjust that. It's still your choice, but if you play with modifiers, you're going to get more season XP.
Yeah, and also thanks to our community team for helping me arrange the notes. The bonus, the season pass XP that you're gonna get by playing with the seasonal modifiers is also gonna stack with the progression boost that is granted to all season pass holders. So that's a significant change compared to the previous season. And talking about priority objectives, also a few changes coming to them as well. First of all, the reroll bar that's gonna help replenish the rerolls for free every 24 hours. And also some of the objectives that followed by your feedback that a lot of you guys said it was hard to get by or really hard to track were removed from the list of the priority objectives. For example, Warhound Convoy, Elite Resource Convoy, and Territory Control. So that is no longer going to be a hindrance.
And there's a bunch of small improvements like that. We also improved the triggering of the active modifiers. I go back to modifiers, but because that was one of the things that we saw a lot with the previous season as well. But like you actually had to aim down sight and like aim at a target to be able to trigger the modifiers, the actives. So now that's not the case anymore. Now you can do that without having to aim. So that's a big improvement as well. And we're trying to make it a bit clearer overall with the active modifiers, like the cooldown, how long have they been running, and the effects they have, and all this kind of thing. So as I said, these are iterations. This is the only our second season under this new model, so we're going to keep improving. So please keep the feedback coming, so we can keep moving forward with this. But I'm super happy to see the model evolve and just thinking where it could go is a lot of fun.
The baseline is that the usage of modifiers should be much more streamlined now. You will get access to them very early on during your seasonal journey, and also extra XP. That is fun. It's just pure fun.
Yes. Talking of XP, I think one change we can mention as well is the fact that we have redistributed the season XP, and the season XP is what allows you to progress your season pass rewards. And so now we brought back season XP on most activities in the game. So now you are able to play whatever you want and still get XP for that. So as opposed to what we had in this season, where you had to play the activities we were pointing you towards, the journey or the priority objectives. Now you also get XP by just completing missions or open world activities or all of that. So it's really back to closer to the way it used to be, where the world is your oyster. You do what you want.
Yeah, countdown, conflict, main missions, dark zone. Yeah, everything's going to count toward the seasonal pass XP.
What else do we have in here?
Oh, we apparently also had the changes to the seasonal journey.
Yes.
But it should be pretty obvious from this video as well, the changes coming with it.
Yeah, we also have more granular rewards. You'll see that we have XP progression connected to every objective now, so it's the same. Like just doing objectives will contribute to your season progression. One change you'll notice here is that you see we have both Chapter 1 and Chapter 3 unlocked. So what we're going to do is, if you're level 40, you can start at Chapter 3 directly. You don't have to do Chapter 1 and 2. Chapter 1 and 2 are filled with objectives that are a bit more catered towards new characters or new players. So these are a bit more like the more simple things we had, like buy an item from the vendor or deconstruct an item or these kind of things. We don't want to force you to have to go through that again, because it's not super interesting when you're level 40. You've done that a few times. So when you're level 40 now, you can directly fast track to Chapter 3 and start from Chapter 3, because this is where the modifier gameplay really comes into play. So don't be surprised if you see both 1 and 3. You can start at 3. 1 and 2 are optional. You can do them, of course, for more XP, but you don't have to.
And since we started talking about modifiers and seasonal journey, and I promised that we were also going to mention the changes following the PTS.
Yes.
And we have a pretty hefty list of those
Yeah.
changes. So let's start with momentum itself, the global modifier. You want to?
Well, just
Go.
one high-level intention, but based on the feedback we got on the momentum itself, on the rogue momentum, was the fact that it was a lot of fun, but it was almost too generous in especially the acquisition part. We've just talked about in the introduction here. We said, okay, you have to gain momentum, and you can also lose momentum based on the NPCs and what you do. And so we've made a few changes to try to make that a bit more tactical. So you really need to now identify the targets, really try to play with the blacklisted targets, which are the ones that give you more momentum, but they can actually take away your momentum if they shoot you. So basically what this means is that we've reduced the overall gain that you get by just killing NPCs. You still get some, but you're going to get less. And therefore you really need to identify the blacklisted targets and try to do more of those explosive kills and the ones that give you really a big boost of momentum. This is what you need to do to really gain that momentum. But therefore, in return, what we're going to do is that there is now a timer or a delay before you start losing momentum. So once even if you don't necessarily gain new momentum, you're not going to start going down immediately. There's going to be a timer of, I'm looking at my notes because I don't remember, 3 seconds before the decay starts. So once again, it's just a bit more work to actually gain the momentum, but therefore you keep it longer. It's kind of the general idea here. So overall, still the same. We haven't changed the values. So it's still the same as those of you who played on the PTS experienced. But that being said, therefore, it's just, that small tactical approach. But once you got it, you get to enjoy it a bit longer.
Yeah, and before we continue, I would actually have to ask George to come here in the studio and help us turn on the screen, because it's just...
We've lost
Yes.
the feedback TV.
We
so
lost the visuals.
we don't see ourselves anymore.
But while we're waiting for George, looking through the list, I think we also need to mention the hostile modifier as well, because, for example, HP and armor again will be reduced for all tiers on frenzied animals because they were too overpowered during the PTS.
Yeah, that's one feedback we got on the frenzied enemies as well. But they were maybe a bit too punishing. So they've been the frenzy buff has been nerfed a bit. So overall, it's going to be a bit more forgiving, less now. That being said, on the other hand, the blacklisted enemies, which are those that are marked that give you extra momentum when you kill them, but if they shoot you, you lose momentum. Those are more punishing, not in power, but in how much momentum you lose. So once again, it's a bit of a balance exercise here, but overall, it's really, again, to kind of try to make you prioritize targets in a bit of a different way compared to what you're used to. But the baseline, the frenzy hostile modifier, that one has been toned down a bit.
Yep. Thank you so much for capturing all the essentials out of the big entire list. But as usual, the breakdown is going to be available in the patch notes.
There's more.
There is more. Yeah,
there's more.
We're not showing, but it's flips out for more additional information.
Yes.
Yannick just has the talent for summarizing everything and wording it properly so everyone, even me, can understand. But that's not it. Aside from the PTS changes and new modifiers and new seasonal story, there are other exciting things that are coming to all of us this season, and some of you had a chance to experience that during the PTS, and I myself was very happy about this change. And I'm talking about the stash space increase.
Oh yeah.
Yay! I honestly thought about the live stream that it would be so nice to come in the t-shirt that just says stash space increase.
One of us could have like stash space increase, and the other one would be like still more stash space. But yes, there will be more stash space for hopefully most of you. So what we are doing with this season is that we've added a total of 100 extra slots to the stash. But there's a but. It's basically 50 extra stash space if you own Warlords of New York, and 50 if you own the year one pass that was released when the game launched and is still available. So it's connected to those ownerships. If you own both of them, as probably a vast majority of you do, you gain 100 extra space.
Yep, and also additional space will be available for hardcore characters as well.
Yeah, that also gets reflected on hardcore, so it's more stash space for your hardcore characters as well.
And just to clarify, because there were questions after the announcement during the PTS stream, you don't need to buy it additionally. So if you already own Warlords of New York or Year 1 pass, that's going to be granted to you automatically.
Yeah, it's not an extra purchase. If you own those packs, you get it.
And now we can move on to seasonal gear, because there's also a few cards and a list of things for us to cover. And I want us to start with the Oxpecker. This is a new exotic SMG with a very peculiar design. Why you're laughing? I didn't mean it as a bad thing.
It's the way you say it. I'm like, okay, Daria's not convinced.
No, I love it. I love how
it's a lot of fun to play with, and this is a shield build SMG. It's really embracing that fantasy. So it's one that basically depletes your shield, but you can heal your shield by damaging NPCs. So it's really it's really for those tanky in-your-face shield builds, and I'm trying to see what changes did we make to it. We've one change we've made to it. We didn't really change much to that. Honestly, you'll see from PTS we haven't really made drastic changes on any of the gear. No nerfs. But one change we've made is one mod was that was plus 15% headshot damage has now become plus 10 rounds. So the idea is bigger max size, less reloads, which was one of the feedback we got on PTS, that people tended to die maybe too often because they had to reload and therefore they couldn't regenerate their shield. So now you have bigger max size and hopefully have a less need to reload your weapon.
I'm mesmerized.
Yeah. Some just one note, because I think it's important to say, but I don't know if that's the case here. I don't remember, but some of the gameplay footage we have here is
from the PTS, so
it's dated, so it might not reflect the right values.
Yeah, but it's basically just to demonstrate how it works together with the shield.
Yeah. Look at that shield going up, nice.
Moving on to Exodus gloves.
Yep.
Very interesting gloves that gonna have different talent based on PvE or PvP and the usage of it. But in both cases, you will be able to drop a smoke bomb at your feet, either to conceal yourself from the enemies for 3 seconds. Yes, 3 seconds. I actually don't know if that was changed, but let me find this card. No, that was not changed. That was the other thing. And in PvP, same thing, but you will receive 100% pulse resistance and hide your nameplate for 2 seconds.
Yeah. And here are a couple changes from PTS. We think it's fun. It's really fun to have this like smoke bomb drop, and I think it's going to create some really interesting opportunities. Having 3 seconds of immunity is it's actually really, really cool, and it can make a huge difference. Some feedback we got was on the core being blue, and some people questioned that. So the mindset we've taken in adjusting this one is we've made it more DPS friendly, basically. So the core from blue is now red, And also the attributes used to be crit chance and hazard protection, and now it's crit chance and crit damage. So you can do more damage from those smoke bombs, from being hidden in those smoke bombs.
Yeah, and also we have a new gear set called Refactor. And there were a few changes as well. It will now provide bonus armor, the backpack talent, up to 80% to your total armor. So it was actually increased twice because initially during the PTS it was at 40%.
Yes.
Also chest piece, 50% repairs to yourself, and 20% repairs to allies. Can you spot anything else? PvP.
No, I'm trying to look at the notes, but yeah. Again, no major changes, just some tweaks here and there. So it looks gorgeous.
I also love that this guy reminds me of some villain from Batman universe.
Okay.
No? There was this guy with a mask and he was bald.
Not a Batman guy.
But aside from the gear set, we also have the Shiny Monkey brand set. I don't think that there were any changes that actually followed after the PTS. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, everything's going to be listed in the patch notes. Yeah, here it is. But this one has the yellow core from what I remember.
Yeah, it's yellow.
It does.
Yeah, this is to go with skills and skill builds, right? I mean, there is a even though the global modifier is about damage and aggressive gameplay, there is actually a bit of a focus on skill builds with this update. So we wanted another yellow brand set to go with those.
So also ties in nicely to the modifier of the season.
Yeah.
No need to screenshot anything because chances are tomorrow the values are going to be different. And once again, a reminder that all this footage was made during or after the PTS, so it might not reflect the values that you're going to see tomorrow after the release.
Yes, it's all going to be there tomorrow anyway. So, and if you're a content creator, you know all of that already, except the changes maybe, but otherwise you know what are the new things coming with this season.
But also about the changes, the patch notes are going to be released right after the stream. So you will have this information maybe like in 40 minutes, 1 hour max. So not a long wait.
Yes.
But we're moving on because there are some other things that are going to happen throughout the season that we want to talk about. Oh, and yes, see, Dory reminded us about the one of the most important exotics that we absolutely forgot to mention. That is actually my bad because I already removed these cards. So yeah, Birdie's Quick Fix. And if we can have the footage, you can see that it has this really nice animation. Also reminds me of one robot from Star Wars. But this
just want to give it a name. That's it.
Yes, but I don't know if maybe we are under copyright. I don't know. Maybe we cannot mention that. But
right, you can name your backpack the way you want. It's your fantasy.
Yeah, but doesn't matter. So this is the third exotic of the season that will be available through the Climax mission.
Yes.
And the requirement is that it's 100% chance guaranteed drop if you beat the master difficulty, but you can also get it from beating any other difficulty. It's just the percentage is much lower. And if I remember correctly, this is actually something that we're going to list in the patch notes where people can see what the percentage looks like based on different difficulties. so if for some reason you cannot beat Master, and I myself for sure would struggle with that,
Yeah.
I know, there is still hope.
Yeah. And there's a few tweaks we've made. So this one is really about revives, and it's all for team play to when you help revive another player, which is situational, but it can be really useful in some of the tough content we have. A couple mentions of things that have changed. The revive speed is actually plus 100% now. And I think one bigger change we've made, that was from PTS feedback, is it also works with the Hive now. So a Hive revive will also be boosted by it.
Once again, making the notes and forgetting to mention important things. So I want to say let's move to events now, but I'm waiting for the no season pass. Oh, surprise! I'm so bad with arranging my notes. I mean, let's talk about season pass. There is a lot of exciting things there as well, and George actually prepared a nice clip for us to look at some of the things that you will be able to get through the season pass. So these things are going to be available on the premium track, together with 9 gear dice, 9 weapon skins, 2 outfits, and 2 prestige arm patches. And you actually saw the 3 outfits on the video right now. It's because one of the outfits and one of the weapon skins are going to be available for free. So you do not necessarily need a premium pass to enjoy nice cosmetics. And once again, following the previous season's improvement, 600 premium credits also going to be available for all season pass owners.
There's a really cool detail for people who pay attention here. Right there.
Goggles.
So that's a small nerdy detail, but that's a change that you see with those outfits. If you look at those face masks that have those night goggles, the goggles actually go down when it's nighttime, and they go up when it's daytime.
Yeah, and also you can get inside of the building where it's dark, and it would activate as well.
So all kudos to the art team on achieving that feat.
There are a lot of really nice weapon skins available this time around as well.
Yeah, new colors. Oh, that green was nice.
I mean, of course, not everything is here in the video. It's just an example of what's coming.
Yep.
And this guy again, bold with the mask. Like, I need to remember the name of it.
Bane you're talking about?
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
I've
seen the movies at least, but as far as my Batman lore goes.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what I know about this universe. But he does look like this guy, right? He has this like aura about him.
A bald dude with a mask, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe whoever was working on this asset had him as a reference in mind.
I don't know.
Events, finally! Yay! Thank you. So, events. I don't know how much spoilers I can give out. Probably 0. But this time around, we want to have for the first time ever April's full day event. And I would not really go into detail and describe how it's going to work, but just be warned, be prepared that something like that is coming very soon. And aside from April's full, we also going to have an array of different micro and global events. And as you can see, there are a few new things on the list here. For example, Shepherd XP event. And this is where you're gonna get XP boost by responding to distress calls from other agents.
Yeah, we have a bunch of new ones. So we've been experimenting with this kind of events, as you know. We've had a XP boost event. We did the first expertise or proficiency event at the end of last season. We did a season pass XP event. So now we've been working on implementing new ones, new types of events as well. just to really try to give life to the game and really bring this idea of like when you log into the game, you can look and see what's happening, what's fresh, what should I be doing. So as Taya said, we have a Shepherd XP event. I think we have Dark Zone XP event. There's a few new type of events that we're bringing, and we will do more of those. And really, it's just really to get that sense of every week there's something different. We also have the global events in that mix. We have more bespoke ones with like Easter and all that. So it's really just it's just a bit more fun. All those moments of fun when you log back into the game and you're like, oh, there's a cool thing happening.
Yep, and also to mention, aside from Dark Zone and Shepherd, there is also one going to be for Clan XP as well. I don't know if that's that's on the list here.
Listed here.
And yeah, Easter one. It's most likely going to be the project chain, where you would be able to get the named weapon and a skin. I do not really have all the details right now, but it's definitely a lot of seasonal things are planned for the upcoming few months.
Yes. I promise we are not just doing events. We're working on other things too. But events are cool.
Okay, it was such an unexpected plug-in. I mean,
I don't know. It's just I can imagine people being like, oh, they just talk about events. Yeah, events are cool.
I mean, especially the Easter one in April's full. I'm excited. Can we get the bunny ears on the agents?
Why are you looking at me?
I don't know. Who's approving
Is
that?
that an official request?
But I also mentioned that this time around we're going to have Twitch drops, and it's actually going to happen quite soon. Not tomorrow, a little bit later, because we wanted the Twitch drops to start in March to celebrate, first of all, the expansion anniversary, and then of course the main game anniversary.
Yes.
So this is what you're going to have starting on March 3rd and ending on March 17th. You're going to have 2 weeks with different options to earn every week, depending on how long you're going to be watching the live streams. And of course, feel free to follow our content creators, because there are a lot of passionate individuals who are putting a lot of time and effort into delivering content to you. And I'm sure that a lot of them are going to be reviewing this very stream. Once we're done, maybe they're already doing it. And of course, after the release itself, there are going to be a lot of things to watch and discuss with your favorite streamers. So just pay attention. And these are the nice things that you will be able to earn. And actually, talking about the anniversary, because it's March. And every year we get so surprised that it's another anniversary. Yay, this time around we're going to be celebrating the 6th anniversary. Can you imagine? Can you believe? It's really amazing.
You know what we're also celebrating in a week from now? My 10 years anniversary at Massive.
So it should be an extra round.
Where's the event for that?
Everyone gets the beard. You would be the one against that. So this is why we're not doing it. But maybe we'll buy you a cake.
Thank you.
A super tiny one. This is what we do.
Let's talk about the game anniversary, the one people care about.
So yeah, we agreed that we're buying a small cake for Yannick, but unfortunately we cannot buy a cake for all of you. I mean, I'd love to, honestly, but it's just impossible because you guys live all over the world. So we found...
It would be a lot of cosmetics for us to be able to pay for that.
Yes, but we prepared a nice present anyway. We managed to find a... No, it's actually, I would love for Dory to show it to us. Ta-da! Shade backpack. So what's peculiar about this specific backpack is that you're going to be able to showcase your shade level on this small monitor that you have on the backpack.
Yes. Yes, that screen updates dynamically and is going to show your shade level. So that's a pretty cool new piece of tech that we're also playing around with.
And that's the item that's going to be granted to everyone for free. So be on the lookout. There is a specific date, of course, we have in mind, but I would not reveal it just yet. So it's going to be a nice surprise. But sometime in the middle of March, it's good to log into the game and be aware. Of course, more information
We'll
is
tell
coming
you.
soon. Yeah, of course, we'll tell you. Yeah. And we actually have more information to share. Now we're getting very serious, like news anchor mode. There are a few anti-cheat updates that we need to mention, and some of you might have already had issues with that during the PTS. And yes, we know that right now Steam Deck can be affected, as well as Linux. So this is more of a warning. This is not something that PlayStation or Xbox players need to be worried about. But since we're implementing things that will help us secure a more stable and enjoyable experience for everyone, because of course our aim is to deal with cheaters once and for all, and we know that this is a recurring problem for this game. We just ask everyone to be patient about these small turbulences that might occur for some PC players during the release. This is also something that team is closely monitoring, and if you're going to have any issues aside from what's going to be described on Trello or in the patch notes, please share your feedback, and we'll make sure to also take a note for that and fix it as soon as possible. So yeah, more details are going to be available on Trello. I know the community team has already prepared communication about that, so you can be looking forward to this info to drop once we release the patch notes. And
I'm trying to be discreet, but I'm probably making
I mean,
ton of noise. For
people probably
microphones.
heard. So this is
Hey, welcome, chat. You're here with us now.
So finally, it's our time to answer questions. I'm just trying to make it. I don't know. Can you see? So there are a few pre-collected questions that I see the community team has prepared for us. I guess we'll start with gear. The provocateur exotic, is it in a general loot pool now? No, it remains exclusive to a climax mission. Mind you, of course, you can now the climax joins the legacy pool, so you can play the climax mission whenever you want. And the provocateur is going to be there, but it's not added to the general loot pool. Will Lexington return for those that didn't get it the first time around? So I cannot confirm it with certainty that that's going to happen tomorrow. No, but the team is discussing the ways to bring it back and have another round of distribution, so people who could not get it the first time will have a chance to also acquire it. But it's not in the general loot pool. Yeah. Will we get more loadout? Can we add specialization setup safe per loadout? Yeah, that would be great. That's on the list of quality of life improvements we'd like to do at some point. We just haven't had time yet to get it done, but yes, I agree. Get more loadout slots. Yes, I mean it's always the extra cherry on top of the cake when we add stash space. Then we also would like to add more loadouts. We haven't done it this time, but hopefully that's something we can do in the future. Any buff adjustments planned for Provocateur Exotic? Not that I know of. I hope I'm not saying something stupid now. Sometimes there are changes to the game that I forget or that I don't have visibility on, but I don't think so. Yeah, I also don't think I saw it in the notes. Anniversary Shade backpack, is it a backpack or a backpack skin? No, it's a fully functional separate backpack. There is actually another version that is going to be available in store, also with the display of your shade level, but that's going to be a paid item. So in reality, there is a chance to acquire 2 backpacks that display the shade level. No. It's just one is going to be granted to everyone for free. No, let me correct that though. It's a skin. It's a skin. It's a skin you apply to your backpack. It's not an item. Okay, sorry. It's a good thing that we have a knowledgeable person here, right? And not just someone who can blabber whatever comes to her mind. It's not an equipment item, it's a skin.
Is the extra stash space costly for the dev team? I don't know if that's the most interesting question, but I know we've said in the past multiple times that we wouldn't be able to do extra stash space because we cannot reach the ceiling in terms of how much we can add. As you know, there's a whole history behind that, but we were prepared to extend storage space in general because we were considering adding an extra character slot at some point, which we didn't do. So with that in mind, we are pretty confident we can increase stash space, and that's why we're doing this. We've done a bunch of tests. Looks like we're not breaking anything, but feedback will be key here to see is there a point where actually it's starting to impact the experience in terms of whatever, like loading times and opening the inventory or the stash and latency in the stash and this kind of things. So as long as it works, we can keep adding, but it's not necessarily costly for us in terms of money, but it is it's something we need to very tightly monitor.
A backpack trophy is coming back.
Our backpack trophy is coming back. Well, we have new backpack trophies. I mean, we do backpack trophies. I mean, we used to do new backpack trophies with every season with the manhunt, and that's not something we do anymore, but we do have occasionally new backpack trophies. Do you guys plan on doing anything about character customization? What, as in adding more options, you mean? Or something else? No, I mean, there are things we have in mind that we want to explore, but we don't have anything concrete to announce at this point. Any chance of getting past season blueprints back? I know the question comes every stream, and every stream I say I will look into it. We are discussing it. There are discussions. We just need to find the right solutions for it. Plans to do specialization rework anytime soon? Not anytime soon. It's also something that's on the backlog of ideas and things we want to get to at some point, but it's not our highest priority at this point. Plans to have priority objectives progress shared in the group. Well, priority objectives, I don't know. I know that there's been feedback on, objectives in general to be group shared, like especially, kill-based objectives for like the seasonal journey and projects in general and whatever. And this is something we would like to eventually be able to tackle. It's not simple, which is why we were not able to do it, but we have discussed it, and hopefully we will be able to do that. Trying to see where we are in those notes.
Specialization. Is there a plan to do specialization rework anytime soon?
Yeah, I talked about it already. I said we don't have any plans soon to do that. It's something we'd like to get to at some point. Will there be a new mask or cosmetic reward for the season journey? Honestly, I don't remember where all the rewards we have and where they go, so I cannot answer that question. Will the pistols become automatic anytime soon as some rifles? No, we don't have plans to make pistols automatic at this point. Will we add more rooms to descent to give more variety on the runs? Maybe eventually. That's also not in the plans just right now, or nothing we're ready to talk about. But at some point it would be nice to revisit descent and expand it a bit.
Can you please add a one-touch button to open multiple apparel caches, please? It's also something that we had in plans.
That's also on our list of improvements that we want to do at some point. New conflict maps, new raids, nothing to announce at this point.
There's also was one here on top.
I see also new legendaries. Question in chat, also nothing to announce here.
Could we see some more of the rogue agent bundles back in the store, like Kajika and Keener bundles? I mean, our MTX team's probably watching the stream.
I mean, it's, but it's, things that have been bundles that have been in the past are, can make a return. Those may come back. And we're, of course, constantly adding new ones as well. So it's a rotation. Will there be more Apparel events? Well, we're not going to bring back Apparel events the way they were, but we are exploring how can we create the right kind of events that are both a gameplay collection, fun thing to do, with also opportunities to generate some revenues for us. So we don't want to bring them back the way they were, because they were honestly not super interesting gameplay-wise. They were interesting because you could collect everything, but it was not necessarily fun gameplay. So we want to try to see how can we start with a fun gameplay proposition first, and then see how that can generate revenues as well.
But also some of the events that we talked about, April's 1st and Easter, there is going to be an opportunity to get new outfits. So might not necessarily be the same thing that players are used to, but there is still a chance to acquire new outfits for your agents. So when I guess we're done with the list and we can look at the chat.
Someone saying, I just want money. Well, that's what keeps this game running. I'm sorry to tell you, but if you want to see more years of content, we need to generate revenues and be sustainable. So these kind of events and anything that allows us to keep going, it's the reason why we're still here.
So there was a question about crossplay. I don't even need to read it to know what it is about.
Still nothing to announce here either.
So questions about the DLC. Nothing is planned to be announced today, but as we promised in the PTS livestream, we're going to get back with more information very soon. Actually, there is something that we planned for the anniversary, and hopefully that we'll see you there. And more info is coming. Just be on the lookout.
True Patriot buff in this season at all? No, not this season. We'll get to it. We said we wanted to look at True Patriot, but it's not here yet. I've seen someone asking if there will be new hunters coming. I'm not gonna say anything. It's not as if hunters announce they're coming early in advance, so we'll find out.
Provocator rework, but it's also something that you already mentioned in the stream.
Yeah, we haven't made changes yet to it. Let's see. Can always look at it in the future. So if I'm leaning here, I'm trying to I have my microphone right in front of chat here, so I just have to.
And it's I cannot really turn it, and I don't think yours probably also locked. But I saw a question about balancing changes, and actually the full list of balancing changes that are coming with this patch is going to be posted after the live stream. So check the patch notes for all the information. I know that there are tables with the values comparison are prepared there.
This chat is a bit insane. It's hard to read. Why ignore PvP questions?
If I said something that stupid, I'd have to kick my own ass.
And we said there are moments where we are going to try to look at PvP. This update is not one of them. And I know that it's it's true more often than it's not. The fact that we haven't looked at PvP or made changes. But there are moments, with Project Resolve we made some changes, and I hope we'll get to look at PvP a bit more at some point. But this hasn't been our priority with this update.
Old Twitch drop items making a comeback. No, I don't think so. At least these are not the plans that I know about. This is definitely something we can discuss to maybe distribute them in a different way. But for the upcoming Twitch drops, we're going to have a completely new set of rewards. More Lexington.
Yeah, you want the Lexington gun again, huh? We talked about it.
Yeah, we're looking into ways to see how we can distribute it once again.
Yeah. Again, questions on crossplay and cross-save. I know people have very strong opinions about it. If it would be easy to do, we would have done it already. 6 years down the line, implementing something that's touching on character saves and presents even a very infinitesimal chance of messing up with your save is something we want to take very, very seriously. So it's not a trivial change. And that's why we are not able to tell you if we will ever manage to do it or not, because it's a very big change.
Can current master mission be replayed in the current season, in the new season? I think I lost the question, but I understand what this is about.
Yeah, once the mission enters the legacy pool, so when the season ends, the climax of the previous season becomes legacy, and you can replay it whenever you want. You can play the master version of that one as well. And the thing is that the modifier associated with that season will be available in that mission. So when you're going to enter season 3, if you want to play the climax of season 2, you can enable the modifier of season 2. You cannot go in the climax of season 2 with the modifier of season 3. So the climax will always be connected to the modifier of that very season. And you can play it in master if you want. And it's the same on master, just because I see a couple comments here on, like, you know, I know that we got a bunch of mixed feedback on people liked it, some people didn't like it, some people found it too hard, too easy, too spongy. So keep the feedback coming. It's the first time we do a master difficulty mission. So obviously there's going to be a bunch of iterations, and, you know, hopefully every mastered mission we do is going to be better than the previous one. So just let us know how you would like to see that evolve, and yeah, let's see what we come up with for the next one.
So the new master difficulty end of the season, yes, it's going to be available with all the climax missions that come with seasons, and they are also going to be available in master. So the next one is coming once we are done with all the scouts.
Can you guys bring back the recruiter outfit? I think we've brought it back twice already. But yeah, don't worry. It will probably come back at some point, I'm sure. And new hunter outfits for sale? Yeah, probably. People tend to like those. Any more legendary missions? No, and as I said, we have nothing new to announce here. We don't have those plans. There's a lot of store questions, people. How come you're so comfortable talking about money? I thought that was a taboo.
And see, we are not even prepared to answer these questions because we were not anticipating them.
Like a spaceman outfit, and I've seen some questions earlier about people would like to see some stuff added to the store. I mean, that's great. Tell us what you would like to see.
Dinosaur outfit.
Dinosaur outfit, you've seen that one.
Not before the cat outfit.
Raids and incursions. Now, as I said, this we also have nothing to announce here. PvP news? No, unfortunately, no news for PvP. New anti-cheat update. Well, we talked about it. We are going to make changes to anti-cheat with this update, which means that actually for some people it might impact their experience, and we'll try to fix that as soon as possible. But the bottom line here is that yes, there is an update coming to the anti-cheat system, and from there we're going to keep also iterating and improving. So that should mean that we should have even better anti-cheat moving forward.
Yeah, and also from what I see in the notes, so it's going to be turned off upon the release itself. So tomorrow it won't be affecting you, but during the season we'll start turning it on slowly and steadily. So there might be some disconnections and crashes because of that during the season, but also the team is prepared to look at the feedback and help find solutions where possible.
Terminator skeletons or mechanical appendages. Let us go cyborg with cosmetics, please. Why no one answering questions about missed blueprints? I talked about it from previous seasons. I talked about it. I said every time, every live stream, the question comes, and I'm always unprepared for it. But it is. We have discussed it with the team, so it is. We're aware of it, and it's just a matter of putting the time and finding the right place to put them. Is the descent game mode abandoned? No, it's not abandoned. It's just, it's we need to prioritize. If I had unlimited resources and unlimited time, I would want to improve everything. But unfortunately, that's not the way it goes. So we need to try to prioritize things. And right now, it's not the time for descent. But there will be a time where we will be looking at it and improving it as well.
Year 1 pass for PC. From what I know, it's available for all the platforms.
Fix Umbra don't work sometimes. I'm not aware of this, but other people might be.
People asking if Master can be made harder.
Well, there's kind of a running joke with the team that when we try to build difficult content, like Master difficulty, or when we did the incursion, we playtest it internally, and we do a playtest. And if we manage to go through it, we struggle to go through it, and we manage to go through it. And then very often the team is like, "Yeah, it feels quite hard." And my line is always like, "If we can beat it, it's not hard enough." Because I know most of you folks are better than us. So we've already tried to push this one to a point where even we could hardly beat it. And I was confident that some people would still not find it hard enough. And we need to find the right balance, because that's the point of Master. It's not for everyone. We want something that is really a challenge for some of you that are the most advanced people out there. But we need to find a way to make that like in a fun way, right? So we can always just, boost the health and the damage of the NPCs, and we've done that already in this, but that can't be the only solution. So we need to find other ways to bring difficulty. It's not interesting if we're just artificially boosting NPCs and that's it. So there's only so much we can boost the NPCs before it starts becoming stupid. So I think that's where the difficulty debate needs to go, is like, what other ways do we have to bring a challenge and difficulty for people that are obviously super skilled at the game.
Yeah, people in the chat happy that Division 1 global events are back. So
finally,
yeah, it's actually something that we forgot to talk about, and yeah, we promised that it's going to happen in the last live stream. So thank you so much to the entire team who worked hard to make this happen, because it was not an easy feat, not an easy fix at all.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't give up, so really shout out to them, because they could have easily discarded it, said, no, we can't do that. That's too much work, but they didn't. They kept at it, and it took a very long time, but we've been able to do that, and it's amazing. So I'm very excited for that.
Please approach the safe area using one of the designated checkpoints.
Which actually serves as a proof that if sometimes we promise something, we can actually deliver. It just takes time for the team to figure out solutions sometimes. Yeah, it might not happen overnight, but it's still going to happen. It's better late than never, right?
Just shows how things can take time in game development. Classified gear, no. Get out of my stream.
No, there were people asking about snow and survival, so...
Get out too. True Patriot changes, I've addressed that already. I think we are starting to run around in a circle. No, we are not bringing changes with this update to True Patriot. We want to, and we'll get there, but not this time. Save and quit in Descent, yeah, checkpoints and saves in Descent. I know that's probably one of the most requested thing with Descent. So that's as I said earlier, when we get to look at Descent, that's obviously something we would like to investigate. But we didn't do it for good reasons. So changing that now might be very complicated.
There was a question if we can have the PTS on Steam. God knows we'd love to, but I don't know what's the status of it.
Yeah. since someone asked if we could have the modifiers of this season again in the future. Well, you will be able to get them in the climax mission, as I said. Like if you replay the climax mission of this season, you can replay those modifiers, but you are not able to take the modifiers with you anywhere else. So you will not be able to use those modifiers in any other place. Once the season ends, they're gone.
Have Hamish visit next stream. He is all the way in Australia.
New Zealand.
New Zealand? No. Yes? I mean, the prime is we cannot have him for the next stream anyway.
He's doing well though. I've chatted with him recently.
That's nice.
Hi Hamish. I miss you. People are like,
Yeah,
who's Hamish?
one day.
There's
yeah.
less and less people who understand those references. New skills, yeah, that would be cool. Okay, I think, yeah. I think we've answered most questions, but we can answer. Trying to find a better way to look at chat.
Once again, one last question. Let's find something we haven't seen already.
The old descent collectibles, yeah, those are, or this is something that, yeah, I would like to tackle as well to allow you to acquire those, because once they're out of the pool, then they're out of the pool, and there's no way to gain them again. So yeah, that's also on the list. Something we'd like to do at some point.
Please do not run outside the safe area.
Stats with Yannick, yeah, would be fun to do that when I used to have time to actually go dig up stats. But yes,
But I'm sure there's going to be something for the anniversary.
yeah, I
That's
mean,
for the entire
yeah,
year.
more stats on some achievements in the game and what's been going on is it's always fun.
No, there are no plans to add Lexington to the loot pool.
Yeah, really wish that when playing Journey as a team, it counted for the team. Yes, I mentioned it earlier, but that's something we would like to change. It's just yeah, it's work because it's not a trivial change. We need the Yannick 70s playlist for the anniversary.
He is not that old.
No, but yes, I do. I used to.
You do have a 70s playlist.
No, no. But I did have interesting music choices when we used to do the gameplay streams back in the days.
The safe area using one of the designated checkpoints.
I was not born in the 70s, though, just to be clear.
Was born in the 60s.
This could go one way or the other. Not the 70s. Yannick, did you kill Yannick the Beard? No, still not. But mostly because I have not tried again. I've just accepted that he's better than me. He's the better Yannick.
He's your evil twin from the parallel universe. But while Yannick searches for some other questions to answer, let me summarize everything that we talked about and remind you about things that are coming to you tonight or tomorrow. So, of course, the release itself is scheduled for tomorrow, for 25th. Super excited about that. So after we're going to have the morning maintenance as usual, we'll see you in the game. And the patch notes with all the changes that we discussed about the new gear, about the Seasons 2.0 improvements, quality of life updates, everything is coming your way right after the stream. So be on the lookout for all these details, including the balancing. And of course, we will be happy to celebrate the 6th anniversary of the Division 2 with all of you this March. There is some presents that we prepared. Twitch drops campaign is going to be running from March 3rd and up until March 17th, and also the
All right, let me mute them here. She's just recapping. I can do that. I'll do that. Check, check, check. Audio check. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear us? Are we back? Are we online? Let's see. Okay. Well, interesting stuff. I do got notes, but you know, if you actually showed up for the pregame, the tailgater, before the live stream, you would know that, well, there weren't any surprises. We basically, we basically covered everything, you know, like before the stream even started. But that's what, I mean, not necessarily a bad thing, right? It isn't. We know the routine by now, which is, you know, when they do a PTS, they reveal everything. It's a spoiler. So they gathered some feedback and they did adjust things. So I'm not going to go through everything here because, you know, if you've been following along just within the last 30 days and you know all this shit already, but I'm going to go kind of super high level, and I'm going to just bold on the things that really stood out to me. Okay, so we got new modifiers, so basically aggressive gameplay, run and gun style, get in their face kind of thing, right? And so when it comes to modifiers, just like in season 2, you have your global modifier, your passive, and your active. So one of the things they did, and your hostile modifiers, the bad guy ones. So they made the hostile modifiers, how would you say, like, more simplified and streamlined. So they're now all in, like a single package. There's just one hostile modifier. And what's interesting about it is that it scales up as you unlock all your modifiers through the journey. So that's how you're going to get all your modifiers now, passive and active. You're going to get them through your journey. And the global modifier will be available on day 1. So you can turn the global one on. And then you'll get your other ones as you progress through the journey. And the journey is not supposed to be as grindy as it was in season 2. So super cool. The other thing is, per the feedback, they changed some of the modifiers. But the biggest change was that they basically nerfed the global modifier, and that sucks. I gotta say, that sucks. It's a little convoluted, so we'll see when we get in there, but they reduced the momentum gain. They basically decided that it was too generous. So it's going to take you longer to get the momentum. But the worst part is that they added a 3-second delay once you get it. And then there's a timer. And it was weird because he described it like, well, the good news is that now you're going to be able to enjoy it for longer. But I was like, but before it was perpetual. Once you earned it, you had it forever, right? You just kept maintaining it. So, but now it sounds like there's gonna be like a cooldown, basically. So that's kind of lame. Maybe it's not as bad as it sounds. We'll see. But I'm not a big fan of the 3-second delay. It sounds a little clunky. It's a long time. And it seems like that can be used to prevent you from, like, you know, spawn killing and getting it when you need it, right? Getting it when you need it. That's what's important. And a 3-second delay, that's a long fucking time of not having this power when you're exposed. So that's kind of a little bit of an L, but I can't really say until we get in there and try this. And because I wasn't on the PTS, because it's only for PC players, I don't really have anything to compare it to, and most of you don't either. So there was a version that was promoted, and probably people are going to be putting out builds with these modifiers, showcasing the modifiers from the PTS, which are now different. So beware of that. And you know, because there should be a PTS icon in the corner of everybody that's showing PTS footage. So if you see that, beware that the modifiers are different now, and significantly. I don't know if that's going to impact the build or not, but I would suspect it does. But just beware. That's all you got to know. Otherwise, everything else with the modifiers are the same. Season 2 improvements. None of them were new as described, so we're still going to get the 100 spaces, 100 more slots for our stash. You need to own the 1 expansion and the year 1 pass to get all 100. And then they improved the priority objectives area of the game, so the hard to find objectives won't be on that. You can reroll more often. Season XP is now available on most activities. That's different from last season. And playing with modifiers gives you a boost to season XP, which is pretty cool. As far as season gear, we're still getting the Oxpecker exotic SMG, repairs your shield. Nothing different there. It's probably going to be on the rewards track. The Exodus exotic gloves on armor break drops the smoke bomb for 3 seconds with a 40-second cooldown. They made it, there was an adjustment here. Before it was defensive orientated. They made it more DPS friendly, so it's gonna have a red core with crits on it, which is great. The refactor gear set doesn't look like there was any changes, thank God, because that one's looking good. The Shiny Monkey brand set, skill based. It's gonna have duration, efficiency, and repairs. We have the Birdie's exotic backpack. It's kind of healer orientated, but they did make an adjustment. So it gives you a faster revive time, but it didn't work with the revive hive. So they fixed that, and it now works with the revive hive, which is, that's a good one. And there's some perks when you pick people up with it too. As far as the season pass, it should look a lot like what we saw in season 2, but it's going to contain 2 outfits. One of those will be free, 9 dyes, 9 skins. They showed a little bit of the apparel, and some of these masks have like night vision goggles that actually animate at night, which is pretty cool. Events, they talked about that. We are getting new types of events, small little like Shepherd XP events, Dark Zone XP events, and more to come. And he didn't list them all, but he did say they are working on more. There's a 6th anniversary event in March. It's going to be an SHD backpack skin that's provided to the community for free. Look forward to that. They made some changes to the anti-cheat system. And that's basically it for news. That's it. That's it, folks. And I guess there's the DLC thing. She did say that expect more news on the DLC. They were going to release something at the end of season 3, towards the end of season 3. I suspect it's going to be like a trailer. It's going to be marketing. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Okay, I think we got patch notes. So we're going to go through those next. Give me a minute to prep these, all right? You guys want to go through patch notes? I gotta close the windows to do this. Let's see if I can get this to work nice and pretty. Nice and pretty like. Alright. Okay, let's put them up. And then let me blow these up a little bit for us. these not scrollable again? God, every time they fucking do this. Maybe that's why. No? God, these are never fucking scrollable. It's really annoying. Like, why can't this be scrollable? Okay, let me do it a different way. Give me a second. Sorry. Okay, cool. That's scrollable. Zoom in on this. And let me adjust the windows so it's a little more lopsided. Something like that. How about them apples? Yeah, that's good. Is that good? Okay. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Kelso's our target. Yes? Kelso's our target. So here's a nice little visual that they provided for the modifiers. So the global one is called Rogue Momentum. The hostile one is called Frenzy. And then you got your active and your passive. So global modifier, let's read what they have to say here. Rogue Momentum is all about skill and bending the rules and using dirty tactics to dominate in high-risk, high-reward combat. The more enemies you eliminate, the more momentum you build, but keeping it is just as crucial as gaining it. So momentum builds up through combat actions, with different kills granting different amounts. Standard enemies give a small boost, while headshots and skill-based eliminations, multi-kills, and explosive takedowns provide even bigger gains. That's pretty cool. Skill-based. I didn't notice the skill-based eliminations give you bigger gains. So that's cool. Hybrids. It's going to be an interesting season. So a headshot skill-based build is going to be pretty cool, I guess. Or even an artillery turret build that's going to give you multi-kills. So elite targets offer greater momentum, making them high priority threats. As you take down enemies, your momentum meter fills, pushing you through different tiers, each unlocking powerful combat bonuses. So here are the momentum tiers and bonuses. So higher tiers mean faster movement, better reload speed, increased weapon and skill damage, and even faster rate of fire, which is going to be great. At the top tier, you gain skill overcharge, letting you use abilities more often. So at tier 1, you're going to get 5% more weapon damage. That seems lower than before. Yeah, this has changed a lot. This is a big change. Wasn't it something like 15%? And then it was like 20 to 25. This is low, right? Isn't that? I'm going to have to do this by comparison after the stream and see. But either way, that seems low. 5% weapon damage, you're going to get 5% skill damage. So that's tier 1. Just whoop-de-doo. Tier 2, you got 10% across the board, including movement speed, and you start to pick up a little bit of reload speed. Tier 3, ruthless, 15% across the board, 10%, and then you pick up rate of fire at 15%. Tier 4, 20% across the board, 15% reload speed, and 20% rate of fire. And then Unstoppables, 20% across the board, 25% rate of fire, and you get that overcharge, which is great. So, however, momentum doesn't stack. So remember, each one of these tiers are momentum. So you go from 5 to 10 to 15. They don't add up. So you only benefit from the tier you're currently at. And if you lose momentum, you drop to a lower tier. Okay, cool. So remember, the blacklisted enemies can take momentum away from you. So if you're at Unstoppable, they drop you to a tier 4, then to a tier 3, so on and so forth. Momentum decay. So momentum slowly fades over time, both in and out of combat. So taking damage also slows down how quickly you can earn more momentum. To slow down decay, stay active. Sprinting for at least 2 seconds slows the decay rate, and using pulse stops it entirely for 5 seconds. This is new, I believe. sprinting for at least 2 seconds. The 2-second part I don't think was there before. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then the pulse stops entirely for 5 seconds. So blacklisted enemies, they're not talking about anything here about the timer. You notice that? There's no timer thing in this notes. He described this whole timer dealio. So basically there's a 3-second delay in order to use your tiers. And then there's some sort of duration timer. Huh. I would like to see that in writing so it'd be easier to understand, but blacklisted enemies, so they're gonna have an icon. So keep an eye out for blacklisted enemies. Randomly marked foes with a slashed icon. Taking them down gives a huge momentum boost. So standard blacklisted enemies give you 7% momentum. Elites give you 10% momentum. And so they're trying to make the global modifier be a little bit more based on the blacklisted enemies. So although the blacklisted enemies seem like a positive thing, I think it's a way of them sort of creatively creating more hostile modifiers. This is a hostile modifier. This is what this is. But you get a reward for killing one of these modified hostiles, right? So as a bonus, eliminating a blacklisted enemy grants Energized, a 15-second buff that increases weapon handling and a critical hit chance by 10%. So that's one of the buffs, right? More crit chance and weapon handling. It doesn't say a timer on that though. But be careful, if you don't take them out quickly, they can drain your momentum. So make them your top priority. Okay. Active modifiers. Well, there's a bunch of these. I don't know if we're gonna read these. Let's go through the active ones, but the passive ones, there's a lot to go through. The active modifiers enhance the aggressive playstyle and high stakes theme. While failure might even lead to reductions in armor and health. Overdrive instantly maxes out momentum to 100%, granting powerful combat bonuses for a limited time. After wearing off, momentum is gained at a rate of negative 70% for 150 seconds. Damn. Damn. Vendetta. Activating Vendetta marks several enemies. Killing these enemies using primary, secondary skill, or pistol grants stacking tank bonuses. I like that. Failure to eliminate them imposes armor and health reduction penalties. So these are coordinated, as I understand it. So like you mark them, so something like that. So like if you mark them with a primary target with your primary weapon, you have to kill them with your primary weapon. You can't let your skill kill them, I guess. So tactical supremacy doubles the effect of all equipped passive modifiers for a limited time, while active momentum gain from passive modifiers is frozen, but it also prevents blacklisted enemies from draining your momentum. I don't remember that reading that way. Is this different description? This part of it? That feels new to me. Okay, players can choose from 12 passive modifiers divided into skill specific and general modifiers. Up to 3 can be equipped at any time. So we've seen these before. And as far as I know, none of them have been changed. I'm excited about some of these critical. I think this one here, crits restores 5% of your maximum armor. I'm really excited about that. That reminds me of one of our old school bloodsucker build, vampire builds, where you crit to heal. That's amazing. And then crits have a 50% chance to grant 1% momentum. So at 100 crits, you should get 50 momentum. I mean, that's pretty fucking good right there. These two right there are going to be OP. So yeah, these look cool, man. A Reaper scan, I think this is one everybody was excited about. No, which is the scan one that catches everybody in fire. Microwave coils. Up to 4 enemies affected by pulse have a 50% chance to receive a burn status effect. Yeah, so microwave coils is going to be pretty cool. A lot of people were enjoying that with just a laser pointer. Damn, bro. Damn. So hostile countermeasures, enemy frenzy, enemies gain rate of fire, movement speed, and armor health regen. Enemy frenzy scaling, the number of enemies and the amount of rage applied scales as player progresses through the season chapters. Okay. Expanded stash, we talked about this. So 50 plus 50. So year 1 pass and Warlords of New York. You must own those in order to get that. Gear, weapon, and talents. So here's the Oxpecker. We've talked about this already, but it's going to heal your shield health at a rate of 10% per second. Your shield receives repairs of 25% of the damage dealt by the weapon. I'm sorry, you lose shield health at a rate of 10% per second. Your shield receives repairs of 25% of the damage dealt by this weapon. You basically want to go mostly red with this setup so that you have enough damage to heal your shield. So there's your cost. The muzzle's got 10 rounds, 50% optimal range, very nice. Underbarrel, 15% critical hit chance, very nice. So you should have all the crits you basically need off this gun. The new exotic gloves for PvE on armor break, drop a smoke bomb at your feet, concealing you from enemies for 3 seconds, cooldown 40 seconds. And then they changed this to crits and all red cores. So very exciting. You know, a lot of people enjoyed this. We'll see if we do. New gear. This is probably my favorite thing of the season. The refactor gear set. Refactor. That's my echo audio. My epic echo audio for you. So 2 pieces equipped give status effects. 3 gives you 25% skill damage. That's not bad. 4 pieces unlock a new unique talent. And we're going to focus on PvE. So receive repairs of 10% of the damage dealt by your skills. And this seems to be very generous. Your allies will receive repairs of 20% of the damage dealt by your skills. That is so cool. New wingman build for sure. New slaughter build for sure. This is cool. You know, you put on the memento on this bad boy. You get a regen with it as well, and bonus armor with it as well. As you're dealing damage and heal, you're gonna be healing all over the place. I mean, what else would you put with that? Maybe a bellstone for more armor regen. So you're just getting a steady heal coming in on that. After that, you could also go palisades and pick up an extra 10% armor on kill. Probably do that. That's cool, man. This is cool. I'd probably run this with glass cannon, believe it or not. Right? Now, it sounds crazy, but if you're getting bonus armor to shield you, it's actually works out like a really good vicious cycle. I'm not huge on glass cannon nowadays because it's sort of unnecessary for a lot of content, but on a skill build that has sufficient armor on kill, it's great because you're powering up your skills on kill and you're healing on kill, and then you're powering them up on kill again, especially if you're running the memento because you're getting more trophies. And so you're getting bonus armor and regen and more power, and bonus armor, regen, more power, so that you can keep getting kills, so you can keep getting heals, so that you can keep getting kills. It's a really cool cycle, and that's what Slaughter is built on, that build. And this makes it even better. So I'm really excited about this. I think this is going to be amazing. I think you can see everybody running it. I think it's going to be in Legendary all over the place. A lot of people, even the people that only run metas, seem to really like this gear set. So that's good. So I think this is going to get global buy-in for the community. So chest and backpack talents. So for PvE, you're going to get increase the repairs received from return to sender from 5 to 15% and from 10 to 20%. So the 15% is to you and the 20% is to them, I think. To your allies. And then the backpack, while at full armor, repairs received from return to sender will provide bonus armor up to 80% of your total armor. Does not apply to allies. So, I mean, I can't imagine running this. It's if you're going to play from cover, then, you know, these could be cool. The backpack can be cool. but we got a lot of good backpack and chest options to make the build stronger. I don't know if I'd want to lose that, but maybe we'll see. Shiny Monkey, it's okay. One piece is going to give you more duration. 5% skill efficiency is pretty fucking weak for a 2-piece. I'm not going to be truthful there. And then 52% repair skills, which is nice. That's a nice repair skill there. The named backpack is called Axle. You can get perfect energized, which sucks. So I'm just going to go on. Named knee pads are called Grease, and the perfect attribute is status effects, which is kind of cool. All right. So remember, you also have the Sokolov gloves. So you got skill duration with status effects. That's a weird combo. Most status effects don't have skill duration. Skill duration is for... I mean, this would work with an artillery, though. That gives bleed. So, but you don't need duration on artillery. You see what I'm saying? So this is a weird combo. This is a weird combo. What do you need duration on that gives you... Oh, the flamethrower. This would work for the flamethrower. So there you go. There's one. Good job, Skeletor. You hit it. You hit it. Sorry, I'm not catching all you guys' comments. I'm trying to stay up on this. Good call. I see Dragon got it too. Good job, Dragon. You guys beat me to it. Okay, new named weapons and talents. Oh, here's what the gear set looks like, by the way, which is actually pretty sick. I like that chest piece. And I do think he looks like Bane. Rusty, it's just the classic RPK. Very good gun. Amplifies weapon damage by 20% to enemies under status effects. This is a very good talent. I mean, it's not better than In Sync, though, right? Because In Sync is going to make... and we have a perfect In Sync, which I think is 25%, right? Isn't perfect In Sync 25%? I don't think I have that on me right now. Let me see if I do. It might be 20, but either way, perfect In Sync is going to make your skills stronger too. So the only reason why you would want this is it 40? Yeah, it's double, isn't it? It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, why would you do this? Why would you do this? And then there's Sadist. Well, Sadist is one way also, but it might be better. You're right. Sadist is also amplified damage. Yeah, this is kind of... It looks good on the surface. I guess it's only cool if you really want to run that weapon, right? Yeah, this talent is for all status effects, but In Sync, as an example, works for status effects. Yeah, you're right. Sadist is just bleed. Good point. Good point. This is all status effects, but In Sync is status effects. Any status effect would get boosted. Oh, well, I guess not. Yeah, okay, there's a use case. Sorry, we forgot about that. Good job, Destroyer. So Riot Foam, you'd get power from Riot Foam here, where In Sync isn't gonna do shit for you from Riot Foam because it's got to be a skill damage skill. So good point. Good point. There you go. So if you got a good foamer on your team, then there you go. So it's got an application. It makes sense. It's unique. I wouldn't say OP because of that, but unique for sure. Cool. And then you got your regular talent called at 15%. Here's the Backpack Birdie's Quick Fix. I think this is probably going to be locked behind the climax mission. 50% revive speed, and then weakened debuff time. That's after you revived, you're kind of weak, right? So that's going to go way faster. You'll have some damage resistance to both parties involved with the revive. And then they've also made it work with the revive hive. And apparently this is resolved. And there's going to be an overcharge with it too. So that's kind of cool. All right, should we look at the buffs? Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Move on. It's all reload speed, right? What did they do to that? What did they do to that? They're all pretty generous. But I'm looking for the rifle. Why don't I see it? Am I blind? See it. Oh, unchanged. The Diamondback, sorry. There you go. So these are unchanged. Okay. AR unchanged is the foul. Otherwise, the Lexington gets a little bit of a debuff there. Almost 1,000. F2000 has a slower reload. Very. Yeah, they made the F2000 stronger with the penalty being the reload, so that's your differentiator. Still worth it. You got an extra mod slot here too, the Lexington. So that's their consideration. So I think this is a good balance. I think this is a good balance. You know, the Carbine 7. How did the Carbine 7 get so fucking? Oh, the reload, the rate of fire is smaller. I say, how did it get so strong? Yeah, this is a good balance. It's a slight drop, but it's got an extra mod slot, so that puts you back on top. Plus, it's a faster reload, so it puts you back on top. It's a little less on the DPS, so micro changes. SMGs all got a better reload. The MPX was horribly slow, so this is a good one to get. That's better. A lot of people like that T821, huh? Pretty strong, but nobody fucking uses it. LMGs. I think didn't the Pestilence get better? Yeah, the Pestilence got better again. You see that? They are the reload speed got better again. The Pestilence just keeps getting buffed every patch. Rifles, we see some buffs to the UIC. I'm happy about that. That's one I really dug. The LM4. Those are good buffs. That's a serious buff. MK47, also a great gun. Small buff to that. Pistols. What about that D50? A little bit better. The Harvest, a little bit better. Didn't really need it. Modifiers, quality of life changes. So modifiers have been removed from priority objectives and are now available as rewards in the season journey. We talked about that. We already talked about that. Active modifiers now trigger without ADS. This is a big one. This was so annoying. You had the ADS, before, and it really was disruptive. It wouldn't work half the time. Clear visibility on active modifier duration and cooldown. That's a plus. Progression and objectives. Players receive a 10% season pass progression boost for having seasonal modifiers active. That's good, man. That's good. The bonus also stacks with additional progression boosts granted to season pass premium owners, helping you level up faster. Season pass XP is now available as a reward for completing select in-game activities. We talked about that. Descent Summit, LWAs, and DZ landmark activities. What's an LWA? Rewards are granted upon completing objectives, not for individual eliminations. Oh, this is all part of the list, but what's an LWA? Living. Oh, thank you, Bryce. You are smart. Thank you, sir. Warhound Convoy, Elite Resource Convoy, and Elite Territory Control Points have been removed. We talked about that. Priority Objective reroll bars now automatically refill to 3 every 24 hours. That's nice. Scavenger Points. Scavenger Points rewards on the watch have been rebalanced. Wow. They didn't talk about this, did they? To ensure a consistent resource per point ratio. What do we see here? So more E credits. That's good. More ceramics, more polys, more steel, more carbon, more electric. It's all bonuses. Printer filament. And then these are the same. That's great. That's a big W right there. Don't you think? That's a big deal, actually. That's a big deal. They didn't even mention this. I didn't hear them mention it. This is big. They doubled, tripled. I mean, that's fucking good, man. I'm happy about that. I wish I had that like 3 years ago. Anybody else? Raise your paw if you wish you had that 3 years ago. Yeah, Mules just got a buff for sure. For sure. Season Pass. All right, the optional Season Pass is available for all the Division 2 players starting at level 1, priced at 1,000 premium credits or $10 in the game store, and does not require ownership of Warlords anymore. So while the Season Pass is accessible from level 1, some rewards will be usable only when you reach level 40. Keep that in mind. We're all level 40, aren't we? Additionally, players can now opt in for the Premium Plus option, available for $30, which bundles the Premium Season Pass. So that will include this Season Pass. Do not buy both of them. Do not buy both of them. That happened to people before, right? They bought both, which I imagine would still be possible, but it should be discounted if you buy the bundle after you buy the pass. And then once you buy the bundle, you shouldn't be able to buy the pass anymore. Anyways, which bundles a Premium Season Pass with multiple rewards, offering even greater value. Players with the Season Pass can gain access to the following premium reward tracks. So 10 gear dies, 2 outfits, new prestige arm patch, and whatever, 9 weapon skins. Moreover, players can earn 500 premium credits by progressing through the seasonal pass. That's the premium track. The free track will include 1 outfit and 1 weapon skin, allowing every agent to gear up. There's a new one-time offer. Ooh, look at that helmet. It's a motorcycle helmet. That's kind of sick. That's kind of sick. Don't you think? Well, that's new. They didn't mention this. They should have mentioned this in their live stream. They should promote stuff like this if they want to make money, right? Don't miss this out. So one-time offer, $20, 2,000 premium credits plus bonus 600 credits, so 2,600. But that's shy of. That's stupid, right? Is that not shy of the premium track? This should line up. Don't you think? Wouldn't that be fucking smart to line it up? Like, this should be like $30, a $30 value, you know? So this should push, it gives you 2,600, but this is going to be like basically 3,000. Whatever. That would have been smarter, because people would buy this and then cash in on it right away, and then they'd have to buy more later. So it's just smarter, but whatever. Claude Pack, that looks sick. I dig it. They've been doing a really good job on the design stuff lately. They've been doing a really good job. All season 2 shit was pretty fucking cool. The clown outfit was cool. I didn't buy it because I'm on strike from buying things from these dudes. You know, lots of things that were cool last season. I can't remember what else, but this is cool looking. Anyways, Burden of Truth is what the season's called. We have the known issues board. That's it. That's it, folks. A couple of little nuggets in there. I think the thing to look out for this season is going to be this modifier shit. You know, that momentum gain. Love it, hate it. The changes they just made to it, you know, with the timers and stuff like that. We'll see, but we're stuck with it, man, because, you know, if you just listen to some of my rants earlier on the season, it's like some of the things that kind of happened in season 2 was that the devs heard our feedback regarding the modifiers, and but about halfway through the season is when they finally said, hey, we heard you, we're gonna make some of these changes now and some of them next season. But because of their staffing issues and budget issues and small team and all that other stuff, you know, they were able to make one round of changes, but it was like, you know, it was too late. A lot of people had abandoned the idea of modifiers by then, or left the game entirely. And so they don't make changes fast enough. And we're going to experience some of that in season 3. And so, that's probably my real talk caution for you. Should you play season 3? Absolutely. If you're playing the game, if you love the Division 2, play season 3. Just beware and be mindful of patient. I think knowing is half the battle here and what you're going to face when it comes to the developers. It's not always bad intention, and I know sometimes we sling shit at them saying, God, these guys don't like fun, whatever. But a lot of it is also, some of it, I should say, is that they don't have the staff to make changes. So we give the feedback, they're like, well, shit, I wish I could do something about it. I want to do something about it, but they have the budget to make one round of changes. And, at best, in a season, we're going to get 3 title updates, maybe 4, right? And they have to prioritize those updates, and most of their dollars are going to go into bugs. So most of those are going to go into bugs, glaring issues. Otherwise, it's like, sorry guys, we'll see you next season, And it's not a malicious attitude, it's like their reality. And so if you love this game and you don't want to frustrate yourself to death, that, just manage your expectations there. I have to, personally. But I love the game and I continue to play it. And I love the community, and we're ride or die around here. That's why I said, don't worry folks, season 3, we're making lemonade. So if they give us lemons, we're going to make lemonade, man. We're going to play it until, the very end, and hopefully the DLC comes out and sparks some more life. So, that's it. So I got to make a video, so I'm going to log out. I appreciate you guys kicking it with me, but look forward to my recap video on all of this junk we just recapped. Catch you guys later, man. Appreciate you. Oh, wait, I should tell you, we are going live first thing when the game launches tomorrow morning. So join me as we experience everything for the first time together.